Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. He's Mike Brenner. This is the MLB Odds Couple Show for Wednesday, September 21st. Mike Brenner, it happened again yesterday. The plays that I had no balls to give, all cash.
Sounds like a Pete lean.
It's kind of a recurring pattern with me. I got to sometimes I look inside myself and find the balls to give those borderline plays. But
you know what I find when I'm down with, I've been a little down with the weather, not feeling too good with this. And if I'm not on top of you, all right, you tend to pull those little no balls and get away with it, all right? Pistol Pete, I'm going to hold you accountable. No more of that shit.
I mean today I'm gonna give.
How'd you do overall though?
Oh, just one loser and one push. But
then come on. Well, the rate you're going.
Yeah, it's all right. But
you got to get the balls on these leans because
I know.
More than not, they're covering.
Yeah, all right. So let's throw the record up, Mike Brenner. We are chugging along. The Boston under yesterday. I had that one nailed, and I bet it and everything, and just didn't have the balls to give it. Some interesting series that are going on right now.
Big time.
Let's see the first one. Well, let's start with a couple of games that are interesting that I am.
How about Lester though yesterday? I got to throw it out there, not because it was my power pick, but he just looked absolutely dominant. And I told you those bats, they weren't resting. They didn't rest nobody except Solar.
I mean, in the second half of baseball, you want to really identify those stud, reliable starting pitchers and just ride them. And there's a couple that are going today. Maybe we want to do it. Let's talk about them. Scherzer and Sale are both in massive grooves right now.
Yes, they are.
And I'm looking at unders in both of those games. They are borderline plays, but again, I got to give the borderline plays.
Yep, you have to,
the reason the Scherzer one's borderline is because Kohler on the other side can be good.
Kohler's not bad at all.
He can be good. He can get hit, but it's 7.5, so it's cutting a little bit close. If Kohler gives up 3 or 4, is Scherzer going to throw a shutout, or is he going to give up 1 or 2? So it's cutting it close.
I got to throw this in there with you. Okay, remember last time, it was about 3-4 weeks ago, Pete, whenever Kohler follows behind Fernandez after a good outing, it raises his game to another level. Fernandez just pitched a gem, right? Not too long ago, a couple days ago.
Fernandez pitched it last night. That was one of my no-balls plays that I didn't give
last
on the
night.
under.
Okay, so guess what? This guy, Kohler, he's coming in fired up today, so I like that pick with the under. I think
all right, well, I'm taking it under 7.5 at the Chris books right now. It's -115, so I will take under 7.5. Washington, Miami, 115. And as far as the game is concerned, I don't know. I wouldn't want to fade Scherzer right now. It's a massive underdog line.
How do you fade him?
No,
but a line like that though, with Kohler on the other side, I don't know. If I did anything, obviously it would be a first half run line or something like that.
Yeah, I'm thinking about maybe the Miami second half line. Although they're getting a little cheap with the lines here. It's +161.
Scherzer's liable to go 8, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem with that. Could easily. He's been going 8 a lot. So
guys like him, when you get towards the playoffs, Pete, they don't want them to lose their mojo. They're not going to cut back their pitches and everything else. So.
And he's been going deep. So I'll just stick with the full game under 7.5.
Talked him off the ledge.
All right, and then the other one is Sale and Eichhoff. Sale dealing game in and game out.
Yes.
And this one I'm also thinking about. Although this one I'm sticking towards the first 5 innings because who knows what's going to happen later on. And Eichhoff, it's basically if the under hits, you're going to need a good start from Eichhoff. And if you get a good start from Eichhoff,
you've had a good feel for him, Pete, all year.
He's not. He could give up more than 4 or give up all 4 on his own, so I'll need him to hold his part.
And one thing in your favor, the Chi Sox, they stay inconsistent with their bats. So when Sal pitches, I think these bats go, we don't have to worry today. We got him on the mound. Something psychologically happens when these great pitchers, toe the rubber.
So hopefully I won't get burned. I'll take first 5 innings under 4 -122 at Philly. All right. Hopefully that one will cash. Hopefully Eichhoff will hold up his part of the bargain, and hopefully Sale will be more dominant than less. I mean, he does give up a couple of runs every start, so he's not totally lights out, but he's just in general awesome. All right, Mike Brenner, what is your one big play?
Well, there was one yesterday. I didn't have I pulled a pistol Pete. I didn't have the balls. It was the Detroit game. I wanted to jump all over that thing. I wound
up being on that one. We didn't mention it, but I did wind up being on Detroit.
That in Toronto, I wanted it so bad. Look, what about Detroit today? They're sending Buck Farmer to toe the rubber. Who in the hell is Buck Farmer?
There's no line that I've seen. There was no line. No overnight line. So
I've never heard of the guy, but he's going up against Barrios. Barrios has got an 8.88 ERA. So that's not my play of the day, though. But my play of the day, I love it. I'm going with Toronto, baby. They kicked up those bats. 8 runs in the 4th inning last night. Felix Hernandez has only struck out 3 or fewer the last 4 outings. All right, this guy, age is catching up to him. Really Toronto's bats today are not going to slow down. I love this. What's a full game money line pistol with Toronto?
Full game money line would be minus 111 at Pinnacle.
What do you think? Is that a value?
I bet it on the overnight line myself. I did.
Damn, I like that.
I did
That's
bet
a
it on
good
the
buy,
overnight line
baby.
myself. Yeah. So do I want to give it? Yeah, sure. I'll go on
Come
it
on,
with you
jump
here.
on.
I'll go on it with you here. I am going to take the first 5 innings though, which will be,
Fantastic.
I guess, here we go. What is it, like minus 111 or something?
Sanchez. Now let's not forget this kid's he's in his zone as well.
Yeah, I mean he's a little bit up and down, but it's more just a fade of Hernandez. I think that you're still getting a little bit of value fading him, and he's definitely declining as the season wears on. So I'll be on Toronto.
That's my pick of the day, baby. I'm sticking to my power picks.
Just one pick of the day. All right, then there's another bet that I will give. One that was a borderline play yesterday for me that wound up pushing was the under in the Pitt Milwaukee game. That wound up pushing, and I'm going to take him again. It's going to be under 9.5 minus 118. Cool has been reliable, which when you have a high total like this is the kind of guy like 6 innings, 3 runs would be fine.
Well, they still have a heartbeat too, so they're going to come at it, Pete.
And he's been giving it, game in and game out. The question mark is Nelson, who is, not. He was kind of like, he was like the ace of the staff, and definitely wasn't living up to that this year.
It got to him mentally, but then he went through a little revibrance and found his game again.
So kind of up and down, but it is kind of a high total, and I will give the under 9.5 in Pitt Milwaukee minus 118 again.
There's another one I just wanted to talk about: Boston and Baltimore.
Yeah.
All right, Buchholz. I don't know if you saw his last outing.
Yeah.
He looked very good.
Yeah.
And he was on that mound, and you could see he had that fire like Kurt Schilling back in the day. Like a leader, Pete. I'm not kidding you. Jimenez, he keeps coming through, though.
Yeah.
So when is it he's going to fade, and when is it Buchholz is going to fade?
This it's a very interesting game. I didn't touch this one on a bet on the overnight, and it's just, I mean, the problem, I'm tempted to take Baltimore here, except that Boston's won 6 in a row.
Yeah,
They're
I
really
couldn't
not
fade
hitting.
Boston right now. And Big Poppy, my God, just knocked another one out of the park. This guy's amazing.
And I was thinking about under 10, but just with these starters, it's just like, with some starters, when you see their past performance and they're doing well, you're like, all right, you want to bet into it. With others, like these guys, you want to think about maybe that they're going to,
It's
regress.
implosion or explosion with these guys right here,
so
Pete.
I can't do that.
No.
But there's another one that I did bet on the overnight that I guess I will give because it would be a no balls play
What
if I
time
didn't.
do you put these bets in, by the way?
I don't know, 10, 11, 12, whatever. Zach Greinke is having some issues, right? And he made a tweak to his delivery that is kind of an odd tweak, and I'm just not convinced that it's going to pay off.
No.
And then Perdomo, coming off of a good start, although he is hittable, but it's just in general.
Yeah, he's inconsistent.
Fading Greinke right now is something that I would like to do, and taking San Diego as a home dog. I did do it on the overnight, and I guess I'll give it here.
That's a big balls play.
Yeah, it is a big balls play.
But I like your pattern because he's got a 3.00 ERA his last 4, which is really uncharacteristic of him. The only thing that scares me about that, Pete, he's 7-1 versus San Diego.
Okay.
All right, he is 7-1 lockdown mode, and I don't know if you read what I read this morning, but he said, I think I figured out what's going on. I think this kid comes out today and totally focuses.
Wait, who said he thinks he figured? Greinke. He did.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's figured out he goes, I've been this close. I've been missing by this much, and he's worked on some mechanics. The reason I like him to crank it up the rest of the year, he's going to be trade bait next year for sure. Look out. I think that kid brings it all.
I'm off it.
Pull him off again. That's twice,
very
baby.
nice, very nice. Awesome research and info there, Mike Brenner. That's why we do this show. The info as much as the actual picks. I'm off of it. I'm definitely officially off.
I'm off of it.
Look, I mean, Greinke obviously has stud potential at all times.
I think he's going to bring it.
So it's not a guy. Yeah. All right. Then let's see. What else do we have?
What's going on with the Cardinals again? Winning on the road, Pete.
I mean, they were winning on the road. I did wind up betting that last night with just because I trusted Wainwright more than De La Rosa, and I trusted St. Louis lineup more than Colorado.
What about the over today?
Well, here I don't know. I wouldn't want to take the over, but I'm leading St. Louis again because this guy Marquez is coming up. He's made a rapid ascension into the majors, and he's had 3 relief appearances where he had some control issues. Other guy Weaver on the other side for St. Louis has not been great every time.
He's serviceable.
Yeah, he has some life to his arm, and so it's again I kind of trust the St. Louis starter more, and I kind of trust the St. Louis lineup more.
And the one that pulls the trigger for it is because the Cardinals are in the hunt. They're literally they know they cannot slow down. So Pete, that's one of the best ROI road teams in baseball.
Exactly. All right, I'll give it. I'll give it. St. Louis -1. I'll give that one. St. Louis -1, and I'll hold off on the first
You're going to
half
sweep
inning.
the board today, my man.
I'm feeling
it.
A lot of times when I give these, I remember there was one day where I gave like 8 picks. I didn't love any of them, but I kind of liked all of them. That was the day that I swept. And then the other day when I gave 19 picks and I loved all of them, I went 9-9. So it's like that's the way betting goes a lot of the time. time. And let's talk about one other game, man, matchup that's going on, which, God, Atlanta and the Mets. Do you see what happened yesterday? I gave Atlanta on the first 5 innings. They lost it 1-0, but then came back to win the game.
I saw it.
And my borderline plays on that one were the Atlanta team total over and just taking Atlanta on the game. So
how about San Francisco and LA when they get together? There's no runs being scored in that damn.
But the Atlanta game, we have Colon, who's just an unbelievable juggernaut. Just unreal what this guy is doing.
How do you even think about betting against him? I mean, I'm just
well,
pulling for that
because
guy.
right now they're offering over plus 170.
You got to take
get
it.
173.
Mets aren't hitting.
Yeah, they really aren't. So I'm trying to think what I want to do here. And you know what I'm going to do? I did bet this one on the overnight. I'm going to take
second half or something.
Yeah, but I did. I would, except I was hoping. No, I was hoping for a dog line, but it's minus 105.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I'm going to take Atlanta +1, which will be a decent dog line, about plus 125 or 130 or so.
I like the balls there, Pistol.
I mean, Weber has gotten some good. He has a really nice strikeout to walk ratio. The question is just how awesome is Colon going to be? I mean, this guy is just.
He just doesn't slow down.
Just a juggernaut. But with considering how bad the Mets have been,
and they're losing hold of their playoff race, so that's mentally playing on their heads.
You combine that with a massive underdog line, I'm willing to fade Colon, but it's just unbelievable what he's been doing.
It is.
And then let's see, I guess that's about it.
Hey guys, tune in to Sportsbet on Wednesday. Big game breakdown, monster matchup, the Texans and the Patriots. How about USC Utah and TCU SMU? Bad beats, bad bets, and bad for the books. The Rangers do it again. 37-10 in one-run games. Plus squares versus sharps, revisited in the deep dive. Sportsbet Wednesday, Paulie and Teddy. Check it out.
Is there anything else you want to mention here?
Not for that, besides go Toronto. I love it. Yeah. Again, I think the Mariners are going to get it handed to them today. And I don't know. I'm thinking about Detroit. I might send out a tweet later on. I'm really looking into this Detroit game.
All right. Mike Brenner, nice show. And you want to plug something?
Absolutely. And it's not even OCDpicks.com. I promise you, the new format is almost ready. We're going to be launching it.
They are?
Absolutely.
Really?
It's going to have the college football. We're going to have everything.
Is it going to be cooler or less cool than the first?
It's going to be a hell of a lot more cool.
Really?
Oh, yeah, buddy. It's me and you. It's got to be cool.
OCDpicks.com.
That's right. Don't miss it.
Sounds good.
Do your research before you bet. Check out our ratings guide to see which books have the best ratings and sign-up bonuses. Open up several accounts. Shop for lines at SBRodds.com. Always be ahead of the game.